At least 9 U.S. firms have launched class action lawsuits against 3 major Canadian cannabis producers. Canopy Growth, Aurora, and Hexo, all accused of misleading investors in various different ways. For a closer look at these suits, we're joined by lawyer Paul Eric Veal. He's a partner at Lenser Slatt. Good to have you with us this morning.
Good morning.
All right, first of all, how did these 3 major companies allegedly mislead these U.S. investors?
Sure. So it depends a little bit case to case, but in general, the allegation is that all of them put out information to the market that was materially misleading. So either their accounting statements were wrong, they didn't report inventory correctly. In one case, the allegation is that they were operating in a certain location without a regulatory license. So it really depends case to case.
To the tunes of losses of millions of dollars, hence we see these lawsuits. Why haven't we seen any in Canada?
So in Canada, these types of issues are burbling. Certainly the very same things that these companies are being sued for in the U.S., they can be sued for in Canada. So I think that this is potentially something that we might see coming down the pipeline.
What will the lawyers representing these class action lawsuits have to prove in order for these suits to be successful?
Sure. So they generally have to prove that there was both a false or misleading statement to the market. So these companies put out information that was incorrect in some way. And secondly, that those misstatements were material. So that is, it had an impact on those companies' share prices in some way.
Does it seem likely that they will be successful?
You know, it's too hard to say early on. These cases, 2 things. Number one, there's a lot of these kinds of cases out there in every industry. This isn't just cannabis. Lots of companies face these cases. And they can be tough for plaintiffs' lawyers to prove. They're not slam dunks by any means.
Just to give viewers a sense of kind of the numbers we're talking about, the average price of a cannabis share measured on the global cannabis stock index has fallen 75% since peaking in January 2018. So will these lawsuits make it even more difficult for this industry to attract future investors?
You know, that's the million-dollar question. It's very hard to say. To some extent, class action lawsuits are a normal part of a growing industry. This isn't unique to cannabis. All industries see them, but certainly it's going to be something that's going to cause investors to think twice before they invest in this industry.
Another quick question, Paul. You know, companies think a lot before they put out any kind of communications. These are public communications. So how is it then that they can be alleged to be falsified if they would have gone through such scrutiny by the company in the first place?
Well, and I think that hits a point that's very important to remember, which is just because there are these lawsuits doesn't mean that the companies actually put out a false statement. It may be that the companies were doing the very best that they could with the information they had at the time, and they just thought they were going to do better than they did, and they got it wrong in hindsight. So, you know, it still remains to be seen whether any of these claims actually have any merit.
It'll be interesting cases to watch. Thanks
Absolutely.
for coming in this morning. Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.